Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, 35 races into the season. Welcome to race number 36 / chase race number 10 / the season finale, the chase finale, where we will determine a champion. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, a.k.a. Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, soon to be the NNSCRA Marble Studios Cup Series. Here to welcome you to the Banquet 400 at Kansas Speedway to conclude Season 10 of Walmart Cup Series action, where soon next season for Season 11 will be renamed the Marvel Studios Cup Series. So today is a huge race, and before we look at the points and the lineups, quick announcement for this race. First time ever in the history of this channel, for a points race, we're going to do Demolition Derby style rules for this series. Meaning that there are no cautions for this race. So if you crash, you crash. Because this race is going to be arguably maybe the greatest race in the history of this series, potentially. Because this racetrack is notorious for a lot of passing, a lot of battles, a lot of great action. Not really a whole lot of wrecks, but if there are wrecks, then unfortunately they'll be treated as wrecks. No cautions. Basically, it's a battle from the start-finish line on lap 1, green flag, until the end. So, the drivers who are in contention to win the championship here today. Connor Morgan comes into this race leading by 7 points over defending champion Dylan Young. 17 points over Jesse Setti, 23 points over last week's winner Austin Mongold, 32 points over Michael Norman, and 40 points over Seth Cole. So many different things can happen. Now, realistically, I think this championship's going to come down to the top 4. Connor Morgan, Dylan Young, Jesse Setti, Austin Mongold. 23 points, that's a lot of spots, but that could happen. The two long shots, Michael Norman, but the big long shot is Seth Cole. He would have to win this race and hope that Connor Morgan would finish about 39th or worse in order to really win this championship for himself. So it's highly unlikely he'll get it, but anything can happen. So that's why he's still in the hunt. Michael Norman has a slightly better chance than Seth Cole because he's 32 points out, so he would hope to get a top 10 run, and Connor Morgan gets near the rear of the field in order to really get that championship by a close edge. Austin Mongold, 23 points behind. He would have to finish 24 spots ahead over Connor Morgan, which could happen. Jesse Setti, 17 points back. She would have to finish 18 spots ahead of Connor to get the title. But Dylan Young is the one guy who definitely has the closest edge. 7 spots on track he would need to be ahead of Connor Morgan, but 8 points to make sure he doesn't get into a tie. But hey, if there's a tie for the championship, it'll be treated as a tie. No tiebreakers. They will both be champions. And you never know. That could happen. Stranger things have happened in the past here in this series. So that is all the breakdown of the points between the top 6 battling for the title. Now let's look at the lineup. Starting in the last row is one of those 6 contenders, Austin Mongold and Joshua Collard. Starting in the top 10, Dylan Thoreau is on the pole. Starting next to him is Charles Sanford. Row 2 is Matt Skoenberger, James Shelley. Row 3, Tanner Sullivan, Sean Henley. Row 4 is John Cittadino and James Qualls. And then row 5, Jake Baskinger and Chris Washer. Where the other 5 championship contenders are starting, Jesse Setti starts 12th. Michael Norman 13th, Seth Cole 16th, Dylan Young 17th, and Connor Morgan 27th. So this is going to be interesting. But now let's get the command to fire engines for the Banquet 400 at Kansas.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 41 lap demolition derby style race to determine who is going to be champion. Now, like I said, imagine all these different stories that could happen coming out of this race. Connor Morgan, who leads the points, he's a rookie. This is his first season in this series, and he would be the first rookie since Gabe Williams all the way back to Season 2. He would be the second rookie ever to win the championship excuse me, in this series. Dylan Young could make history for himself to be the first driver ever to win 2 straight championships. Jesse Setti wants to get the championship in honor of Rue McIntyre. Austin Mongold trying to get his first championship and also in his farewell season. Same scenario for Michael Norman. And Seth Cole wants to get the championship that has long eluded him since the very beginning of this series, since he's been there since the first race of Season 1. While he hasn't made every single race, he's been in the series since the very beginning, so it'd be interesting to see him win. Pace car in the pit road, and it's time to boogity, 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 go racing. Well, the intensity level's already off the charts. They were 4 wide for a couple rows, but made it work. And somehow when they do go 4 wide, they can make it work as long as they don't lean. Like Charles Sanford knew that they were 4 wide, so he went way up high, kept it off the wall, and kept it going. Dylan Thoreau led lap 1, but now Angel Navarro is to the top. But now, with a huge run using the apron, is Sean Galligan. Now, people wonder, is it considered out of bounds to use the apron to make advances on track? Actually not. So you can use the apron to make moves as long as you don't wreck anybody. So, especially used in the front stretch, the apron is actually kind of a good idea to really use that part of the racetrack as an advancement to get as many spots as possible. Looking around to see how everybody's doing, and we have been clean since lap 1. Now, we can't say clean and green since this is Demos Derby style rules of the no cautions being out, so it really doesn't matter much. But right now they have kind of started to settle things out quite a good bit, though they're still running really well 3 wide towards the middle of the pack. Matt McIntyre right now, the lone driver not up here racing along with everybody else. Sean Galligan leads, but now a battle on for second between 2 of the Joe Gibbs racing cars. Angel Navarro and Jake Baskinger, and here comes one of those championship contenders, Dylan Young, trying to go for, let's see where he's scored now, 3rd, already up there, and then I see back a little further ways back, Connor Morgan, and he's making a lot of strides to get up to the front. Look at the run the 81 car's got going right now. Right now he would be scored in the 6th position once they get across the line, but he's going for the 5th spot underneath Carson Gum. Jesse Setti right now in 10th, still plenty of time for her to make something happen. Austin Mongold and Michael Norman both running towards the back, not very good for them. And I don't see Seth Cole anywhere. Oh, there he is, running outside of the top 10, around the 16th. Now he's 14th on track, so he's trying to work his way up. And now Dylan Young has slipped back. So right now, the highest running of the championship contenders battling for the title right now is Connor Morgan, who came in as the points leader. Now he's up to 3rd. But like I said, this track is very much a self-cleaning track as far as shuffling for position. And so far we've had no spin-outs happen, which is a shock. But then again, they're starting to settle things out to single, double file racing as opposed to going 3-4 wide. Connor Morgan now going to utilize the bottom to try to get to second. And he is in second. Galligan's still leading the way, but now the next highest of the contenders is Jessie Setti, 3 wide for the 4th spot. She is trying to gain as much points as possible, but she's going to have to hope that Connor Morgan slips back, and Dorian Facepuncher was on pit road. I don't know if there was something wrong with the car or he just went on in the pit road on his own free will. Who knows? Battle on for the lead, and whoa, nearly contact between Jessie Setti and Connor Morgan. That could have been big. Battle on for the lead is James Shelley, rookie out of Roush Racing, underneath of Sean Galligan for the top spot. Next time by, it'll be 30 laps to go here at Kansas in the season finale. Connor Morgan's starting to lose a lot of spots. He's up top of a 3-wide situation. So he's losing a lot of ground, and then he's got Dylan Young and Matt Skoenberger on his tail. And then Seth Cole has gone ahead of the 81, but like I said, Seth Cole is the huge long shot to win the championship. He would have to hope to win the race and hope Connor Morgan finishes about 38th or worse in order to really get that spot. Connor Morgan now back down low, trying to make something work, battling with DJ Curtis potentially for the 10th position. Jessie Setti trying to gain as much spots as possible. And whoa, contact. I think they caught Matt McIntyre, who somehow is slower. I think maybe he came out of pit road. Whoa, some scraping there with Charles Sanford and Kev Shearer. But they keep it straight and narrow. No wreckage has occurred. Though I don't know what's going on with the 24 of Matt McIntyre. Something's amiss with that car. Must be a shifting issue with the car. Now I think he's probably back up and running from the looks of things. So the 24, I guess there must have been like some problem with the shifter. And now it looks like he's got it situated, but now he's gone a lap down as a result of everything going on, but he's still running slower than everybody else. I don't know what is going on with the 24. Something has to have been amiss on that car. And I'm guessing that could be the same scenario with Dorian Facepuncher. And there he is, who's a lap down. Actually, he's 2 laps down, so yeah, he must have spent a long time on pit road. Back up at the front, Sean Galligan retook the lead from his teammate and fellow Brit Joshua Collard. Collard in second, so it's a Richard Petty Motorsports 1-2 right now, but now that's about to get broken up by John Cittadino. As we keep an eye on the championship battle, Jessie Setti right now is the highest position driver of that battle, but Connor Morgan's right there, so right now Connor would be your champion right now. Seth Cole trying to do the best he can, same with Austin Mongold. Dylan Young right now would lose quite a good amount of points on the 81, so he's going to have to really push at the limits of his car to really get himself up there again. Matt McIntyre, I guess he finally decided to come into pit road to try to fix whatever was wrong with his shifter or whatever with his car. Now we're going to keep an eye on the 24 to see if that problem has been fixed or not. And so far it's looking like it is fixed because he's running the same speeds as everybody else and not slowing down rapidly. So it looks like whatever was wrong with the 24 has now been fixed and taken care of. Back up at the front, Galligan takes back the lead from Collard, but now here comes David Rivera, who hasn't won a race in a long time. almost won at Lime Rock a couple weeks ago, but he got outbeat by Anthony Ritchie, a go-home driver. Right now running in the top 5, but now here comes Cittadino and Carson Scott with runs on the inside. Right now, the lowest of the championship battlers is Michael Norman, and then it would be Austin Mongold. Then it would be Dylan Young, then Seth Cole, then Connor Morgan, and then Jessie Setti, who's still working that car up as hard as she can to gain as much spots as possible for herself to get a big gap on Connor Morgan. And Connor Morgan kind of slipped back a little bit, but now he's running the inside lane. This time he was scored in the 12th spot, and Jessie Setti was last scored in 4th. But now she's getting bypassed by a lot of cars. Like I said, this track is very self-cleaning as far as position shuffling is concerned. So anything can happen. As we are now past halfway here at Kansas, Connor Morgan right now would still be your champion. But Dylan Young is right now on the tail of the 81. And if DJ Young, what the heck is wrong with me? Dylan Young, if he can get 8 spots ahead of the 81 and stay that way, he could be the champion by 1 point. And that would be a great close margin. Now Jessie Setti has slipped back quite a ways. As now Dylan Young is underneath 3 wide underneath Connor Morgan and James McLeod, but now slips back behind the 81 for now, but still underneath the 51. Seth Cole, again the big long shot to try to go for the title. Galligan still leads, but Charles Sanford is on his tail, and Charles Sanford trying to go for win number 3 this season. It's been since race 2 back at California since he won here. Whenever he got off to that fantastic start of winning the first 2 races, the Daytona 500 and then at California the following week. But now here comes John Cittadino, who won at Texas a few weeks back. David Rivera, like I said, who nearly won at Lime Rock, he's trying to get win number 1. Carson Scott right now, the highest running rookie on track, running in the 5th position, having a good day for himself. But now these leaders are going to catch James Qualls, who I think has gone into pit road for something. Might be pit strategy. I completely forgot there is pit strategy in effect here on this track, so we could see some strategy play out. Not only are we going to see a lot of self-cleaning position shuffles, but pit strategy. I completely forgot about that. So at some point in this race, the leaders will have to come into pit road to get the gas they need to finish off the race. I don't know if they'll take tires or not. Oh, but here they come. Galligan goes in, but there's a lot of the top 10 that are staying out. Jessie Setti, Dylan Young all decide to stay out. Connor Morgan, the points leader, is in. And in fact, I think he was the only driver out of the top 6 in points to come into pit road. And now here comes more. Matt McIntyre going to stay out since he pitted a little bit earlier, so he's good to go. Same with Dorian Facepuncher. Don't see any other lead lap cars staying out on track, so it looks like everyone's coming into pit road this time by. But now it's going to be interesting to see who will get the lead and where will the championship fighters end up as a result. Galligan got out of the pits first of the first group, then Cittadino, McLeod, Morgan, and Rivera. And then you had William Brock, DJ Curtis, James Shelley, Kyle Matthews, Matt Skoenberger. But then now they got to try and contend with everyone else who are on pit road trying to gain as much as possible. Dylan Young, one of those guys. Seth Cole, same thing. Galligan, I think, could get cycled around as the leader. And I wonder if he has done that already. No, he hasn't gotten around Carson Scott yet. Though he is running about 10 miles per hour faster than Carson. But I think it's going to be official. Carson Scott is your new leader here at Kansas with 12 laps to go. So full field rundown as best as I can. Carson Scott is your leader. Second is Sean Galligan. Third is Seth Cole. Fourth is James McLeod. Fifth, Carson Gumbs. Sixth now is going to be John Cittadino. Seventh, Charles Sanford. Eighth, Kev Shearer. Ninth, Connor Morgan. 10th, David Rivera. 11th, Angel Navarro. 12th, Dylan Young. 13th, William Brock. 14th, Anthony McCrory. 15th, DJ Curtis. 16th, Jessica Shelton. 17th, Kyle Matthews. 18th, Devin Becker. 19th, Jesse Setti. 20th, James Shelley. 21st, Austin Mongol. 22nd, Joshua Collard. 23rd, Trent Dunham. 24th, Chase Oliver. 25th, Steven Guerrero. 26th, Peachy London. 27th, Matt Skoenberger. 28th, Benjamin Miles. 29th, Sean Hindley. Battle on for 30th between James Qualls and Tim Walsh. 32nd would be Nathan Hudson. 33rd would be Preston Plord. 34th, Johnny Gardner. 35th, Chris Washer. 36th, Anthony Ritchie. 37th would be Tanner Sullivan. 38th, Jake Baskinger. 39th, Michael Norman. 40th would be, 39th would be Dylan Thoreau. And then you got 3 cars a lap or 2 down. Benjamin Miles, Matt McIntyre, and Dorian Facepuncher. But now Sean Galligan retakes the lead. And now we're seeing those shuffles come into play again. Where in the world is Connor Morgan at? There he is, up high, battling for the 5th spot. And Dylan Young, who's right now the next highest, he's gaining ground. Like I said, if Dylan Young can stay 8 spots ahead of Connor Morgan, he'll get the title by himself. But if he was 7 spots ahead, then that would amount to a tie, and they would both be the champions. Right now, Dylan Young would gain only 1 point on the 81, and he's got 5 more cars to get up there, and if he can get to the lead, then that'll be an even bigger advantage. Now, Dylan Young has gained 2 points, so now he's only 5 points behind. Now he's going low underneath Cittadino for a position, trying to get now to be 4 points behind. Time is starting to run out as it's now 6 laps to go here at Kansas. Dylan Young trying hard to try and make history. And he's got 4 more cars to get around in order to really gain a lot. Right now he would be 4 points ahead of Connor Morgan because Connor's on a run as well. Oh, but Dylan Young might have made a mistake of letting the bottom open because Carson Gumbs got a run, but now I think he's okay since he managed to keep clear. Now Dylan Young goes by his teammate Kev Shearer, and now he's got a run on David Rivera. Less than 5 laps to go here at Kansas. What is going to happen here? Connor Morgan trying hard to stay within proper reach to keep the title to himself. Dylan Young into second, and Dylan Young into 4th. I forgot their top 2 are still up there. Galligan and Carson Scott. Completely forgot about those guys. So right now, Dylan Young would be 5 points behind Connor Morgan. He's still got a lot of ground to make up in order to get up there to the lead. Or he's got to hope Connor Morgan starts losing spots. And Connor Morgan's hoping to stay where he is so that way he can stay within proper reach of the title. Now Dylan Young's got to run underneath of Charles Sanford for 3rd. Now Dylan Young would be 4 points behind. It is getting closer as we speak. Dylan Young's got 2 more cars to try and catch up to. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to do it. Galligan and Carson Scott, but my goodness, he's trying. Galligan has been the dominant car most of the day. Carson Scott not been too far behind him. And now Dylan Young has got Charles Sanford on his tail, and now Sanford with a run to the inside of Dylan Young, but now William Brock goes by Connor Morgan. So Dylan Young's still kind of trying to catch up. White flag is out. Here in the finale at Kansas, Galligan leads Then it's Carson Scott. Dylan Young still trying to gain as much ground as possible. Man, it's getting interesting. Dylan Young has lost a couple spots as a result. But Connor Morgan's starting to lose spots as well. Man, it's going to be very, very close. Connor Morgan losing spots. Dylan Young losing spots. Checkered flag. Sean Galligan wins the Banquet 400 at Kansas. And I believe now that the results are official, Dylan Young got 6th, Connor Morgan in 10th. Dylan Young managed to stay ahead of Connor by 4 spots. So by 3 points, we have a new champion. Connor Morgan, rookie season, first time since Gabe Williams in Season 2. A rookie has just won the NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series Championship. Connor Morgan is your champion. Sean Galligan wins the race, and almost forgot Steven Guerrero has won Rookie of the Year. What a dramatic battle towards the end. And Dylan Young, man, I guarantee if Dylan Young would have stayed in 3rd, we would have had that tie for the championship. But man, he came very close. Very, very close. Holy cow. This is one of the greatest races I think I have ever witnessed commentating on NR. Holy cow. No wrecks occurred, which was even more impressive considering this was Demo Derby rules. But oh my goodness. And also congratulations to Galligan, and I believe, let's double check, that is his 2nd win this season for that 44 car. Holy cow, what a race. But let's look at the rest of the results. Highest finishing rookie of the day was Carson Scott in 2nd. Charles Sanford closes out the season strong with a 3rd place run. James McLeod with a great run in 4th. Great 5th place run for William Brock. Excuse me, rest of the top 10. Dylan Young, great run in 6th, but man, he needed at least 3 more spots to be considered a champion, but 4 more to get the title by himself. But man, he gave it his all. Kev Shearer, solid run in 7th. Excuse me. Carson Gum with a great run in 8th. Solid 9th place run for David Rivera in 9th. And then your champion, Connor Morgan, in 10th. But man, he had to have been biting his nails for a good bit in order to try to stay within reach. But man, he lost a few spots, a few points, but he still manages to pull it off by almost a whole hair. Rest of the top 20 was Seth Cole, John Cittadino, Joshua Collard, Anthony McCrory, Jesse Setti, Kyle Matthews, Angel Navarro, Matt Skoenberger, Trent Dunham, Jessica Shelton, Devin Becker, Pichu London, Austin Mongold, Steven Guerrero, the Rookie of the Year, congratulations, James Shelley, DJ Curtis, Chase Oliver, Johnny Gardner, James Qualls, Nathan Hudson, and the rest of the lead lap cars was Sean Henley, Tim Walsh, Preston Plord, Chris Washer, Anthony Ritchie, Tanner Sullivan, Jake Baskinger, and Michael Norman, and Dylan Thoreau. The next 3 finished a lap or 2 down. Benjamin Miles, Matt McIntyre, and Dorian Facepuncher. Ladies and gentlemen, our 10th season of this series, the 10th season in 2.5 years since I first began doing NR 2003 content on this channel. 10 seasons, and what a success. First of all, again, congratulations to Sean Galligan for winning the race. Congratulations to Steven Guerrero for winning Rookie of the Year. And congratulations to Connor Morgan, also known as a.k.a. for winning the Season 10 championship. Now, a lot of people probably would think, is this the end of this NR stuff? Absolutely not, far from it. In case people have been paying attention, Season 11 is going to be rebranded under a new name, the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. So that is what it's going to be known as from here on out, starting in Season 11. Season 11, instead of 70 people like we did this season, it'll be down to 50. So we're still going to have knockout qualifying, but it'll be more opportunity for more drivers to make races. So that's going to be very exciting. And oh my goodness, I just can't believe how incredible this race was, especially towards the end with Dylan Young and Connor Morgan battling it out. But also, farewells to a lot of different people, mainly Michael Norman. He is officially retiring from the series, so farewell to him. He tried to give it his all to win the championship. He came close, but then he just ran into trouble in the past couple races. But he still should celebrate a successful final season. And like I said, Connor Morgan is the first rookie since Gabe Williams in Season 2 to win the championship. So that's an accomplishment for himself. But ladies and gentlemen, this all has only just begun. We will be back very soon for Season 11 Marvel Studios Cup Series when we get Daytona Speed Week coming very soon. But until then, here are your results, your final rookie points, and final regular points of the season. So long, everybody. Thank you for enjoying the ride. Season 10, a historic season. This is Levi McIntyre, officially signing off.
Glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.